In the early 1930s, Glenn Miller was a high-priced studio musician. Like all musicians, he was seeking his own star in a night sky filled with achievers. He was looking for a signature that would make the Miller sound unique. After years and years of hard work, Glenn Miller found the right combination. It was a combination of the right notes, instruments, and musicians. He found the winning combination. And now, here's our division president, Charlie Biggar.
It took Glenn Miller many years, but he never stopped looking. His determination paid off, and he found the winning combination. Of course, we're all familiar with other winning combinations. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, Simon and Garfunkel, and of course, IBM and Quality. History is filled with famous combinations like these. People working together, combining their talents, achieving goals, despite difficult challenges. People who distinguish themselves through the dedication, hard work, and enthusiasm they bring to bear each and every day. And once again in our own company, we've unveiled yet another winning combination, the combining of the customer service and the field engineering divisions. I'd like to welcome you to our new division, the National Service Division, a division I'm extremely proud to be part of, because we brought together the talents, the dedication, the enthusiasm of the finest service people in our industry. The information processing industry is not only the most dynamic and the fastest growing industry in the world, but it's also the most strategically and economically important industry in our country. It's transforming our nation from a producer of goods to a provider of services. As that transition takes place, computers and communications become increasingly crucial, and our company has positioned itself to play an even greater role in this dynamic industry. To help us understand how IBM is doing, I want to share with you a recent conversation I had with our chairman of the board, John Opel. How do you feel about the state of our business today?
Our business inside is really very strong and continues to be quite strong. So I'm very optimistic. I can't recall a time when I haven't been optimistic over the last 36 years.
That's good.
So it's a great business, you know that, and continues to get stronger.
Yeah. How do you think we've done against the goals that you established for the 80s?
Well, we're doing pretty well to date. You know, we're growing with our industry. We're actually growing a little better than our industry. In terms of product and system leadership, I think that underpins our ability to grow. And while we have always have spots in our product line, in our systems line that I'm not satisfied with, and I know many are not satisfied as well, in general, you have to say that we've got a very strong and successful product leadership in our present portfolio, and with the commitments we've made to R&D, I would expect that to continue. In terms of our ability to be the most efficient in the world, to do things right, we were just talking about quality, which underpins efficiency. I think the productivity in our business has been improving at great rates, and I expect that to continue as well. So if you look at the detailed content of what people plan to do in each of the operating divisions, those kind of productivity achievements, doubling from where we are now, are well within our grasp. So we're achieving it, and we expect we're achieving the goal of being the most efficient and effective in everything we do. And I think the place where we have not achieved it as much as we would like, which is what we were talking about a moment ago, business processes. As we put that at the top of our list on the focus items that we're going to fix, that will begin to show results as well. Finally, our profitability to finance this growth continues to be as you know, quite good. Every financial measurement, classical financial measurement, from profit, just absolute terms, profit margins, return on equity, return on assets, all those classical measurements of our business were the best in the world last year.
With that solid backdrop, let's focus our attention on NSD, who we are, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. But before we explore those areas, let's examine why we're in business. We're in business to provide a level of service in the marketplace that enhances the sale of IBM products. To accomplish that, there are over 25,000 people in NSD. In addition to our headquarters here in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, we're located in 290 branch offices, 12 regions, and 29 RAS centers. We have 3 education centers, 2 system centers, and 3 software support centers. We are the largest service organization in the country, the largest division in IBM, and we support 11 major IBM business areas. Last year, our install base contained over 6 million boxes, and by 1990, we expect that number to grow to over 9 million, with another 11 million boxes in the service or repair centers. We serve a customer base that goes from a one-person business on Main Street America to large corporations that make up the Fortune 500 and everything in between. Over 33% of you work on typewriters, copiers, and workstations. Over 30% on storage devices and printers. Almost 8% on software, and about 23% on small, intermediate, and large systems. That's a quick statistical analysis of the division. Now let me take you on a tour. We're going to meet some NSD people at work, hear from some customers, and get a perspective on some challenges from division executives. Customer Service Rep Eileen Conklin heads into an NSD territory that includes hundreds of IBM typewriters in New York's Westchester County.
The territories around here are very rural, a lot of space between calls. You have a lot of very small businesses, generally an office with 1 machine or 2, a typewriter and a copier. It's usually very picturesque. The people are very friendly, and you don't have some of the big business, all right, come fix the typewriter and leave type of attitude. They're interested in what you're doing, how you got to do what you're doing. You find all kinds of interesting types of businesses that you won't find in your standard city.
Well, the DIN, doesn't mean it's the East German equivalent. It just means it's West.
Do you want me to demonstrate what I mean? Sure. See that?
We are consulting metallurgical engineers, and our stock and trade are reports. We issue detailed reports that answer the question, why did it break? Why did it corrode? They have pictures, they have tables, and each one is custom made. So if that typewriter goes down, we can't put out our report. The typewriter is the key to our work, and the service that we've had from you people is excellent.
In New York, the NSD Eastern Region is headed by Vice President and Region Manager Jerry Riley.
The customer is going to be looking for a single service focus that they can go to somebody in IBM and get a service problem resolved. 15 minutes on this calendar next week sometime. We will be shipping to our customers products in the hundreds of thousands and millions. The so-called HVLC, the high volume, low cost products, will be, just very, very numerous. And some will be standalone, but many will be connected. And once connected to a network, it's imperative that we are able to provide the customer a single focal point, if you will, for their service needs. Having a separate division name and a separate division number puts a barrier that is a fairly substantial barrier because you have 2 essentially different systems of operation. With that barrier gone, you have a situation where branches will be able to cooperate a lot more for the good of the division as a whole. One of the things I emphasized when I came into this job shortly after, we had a meeting with all of the branch managers, and I asked them that what they ought to do is have a buddy system, that they ought to put aside a couple of hours a week, go sit down with their neighbor from either FE or CS, and review how they do business. One day you're 2 divisions, and the next day you're 1 division. But at the field level, where the people are taking service calls and handling the administrative duties in a branch office, the change is more evolutionary. I think the typical approach of a CE or a CSR, as well as a first-line manager or a branch manager in service, is that the deed is done, let's get on with it. Sure, there'll be churn and there'll be change, but we thrive on it. And my view is that if I had to trade places with anybody, I'd like to trade places with a CE or a CSR.
In Muskegon, Michigan, an ambulance races to save the life of an accident victim. Its destination, the emergency room of Hackley Hospital.
This Hackley currently room, 28-year-old male, no physician, patient involved in a 1050 motorcycle, landing on his head. On arrival, patient blood pressure was 80.
There is no time to lose. Hackley's trauma team, notified by the ambulance driver, is ready to rush into action.
Please call the administrator's office.
Lori? Yeah. Did we get blood gases, 4 units, type and cross, CBC?
Of crucial importance are emergency procedures ordered by the doctor and relayed through a display terminal to other departments in the hospital. The terminal is just one of 165 IBM devices connected to a System 38. Hackley's Director of Information Systems, Jack McCloskey.
The IBM service was a contributing factor to our selection of the System 38 end of the IBM product line. That we rely heavily on the system. We run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When we do encounter a problem, we want to know that it will be fixed as soon as possible. And our experience has been that IBM is generally here within 30 to 45 minutes once we initiate the phone call to maintenance. As our dependence of the computer increases, so does the dependence on the availability of maintenance and repair facilities to be close at hand to get us back up and running when the need rises.
What type of equipment are you calling about? Typewriter? And your name, please?
This is the NSD Region Administration Support Center in Jericho, Long Island. Joe Black, Director of Administration, with responsibility for the overall efficiency and effectiveness of NSD administration, is here getting a first-hand view of this operation.
How many calls do you handle a day, would you say, on average?
An average of 170.
170 a day.
Administration is a very exciting place to be. And as a result of the reorganization, Joe and his staff have a lot of work to do. Their first priority is the consolidation of the RAS centers, which has already started. They've got a lot of emphasis in the area of business controls and audit readiness programs, with the goal of having the best controls and audit posture in the corporation. And I know I can count on your support in this important area. Next, Joe and his team are planning a lot more education, job-related as well as development programs. You'll see some hiring this year in certain areas, and we'll be adding administration managers in some locations. As you can see, administration is filled with lots of challenge and opportunity, and you can be very excited about the future.
32, 12, 11, man. 32, 12, 12 on this valley.
Rockwell International, designer and manufacturer of the world's only reusable spaceship, the Space Shuttle. Here in a hangar in the California desert, a new shuttle is being built. All work is monitored by a complex IBM computer network. Key to the shuttle's durability are these tiles. each made to computer specifications, like everything else on the shuttle. Underneath the craft, technicians are applying 24,000 tiles to the shuttle skin. Keeping the shuttle's design and manufacturing on schedule and on budget is a responsibility shared by Rockwell and IBM. Rockwell's manager of information systems operations, Dick Kerner.
Maintenance is the key. The systems must be reliable and they must be up. If we have problems, the response has to be almost instantaneous. Our experience with IBM in their ability to deliver the kind of maintenance service we need has been excellent. The impact of a major outage would be widespread and it would be catastrophic. The systems must perform. We measure those things in terms of minutes and hours. In fact, it is our calculation that an outage of an hour will cost Rockwell well over $100,000 in lost computer production. To the corporation, there's probably no way to calculate the loss. We have extremely high quality standards. We couldn't put a shuttle in the air without just perfect precision and every use of high technology that we can manage. We expect that IBM, as our partner in that effort, has to achieve those same standards of quality. And where we used to talk in terms of 98% reliability and uptime, we're now looking at almost 100% uptime.
Came to it, I guess they could use what's in the book here.
I think the tour pointed out the diversity of needs our customers have, whether they're large, small, or in between. Availability is the key, and it's our responsibility to develop service levels to meet their needs. Our challenge is to be the quality vendor, to be the servicer of choice. And that's a challenge we'll face forever, because like quality, we're on a never-ending journey along a constantly changing road. But to me, change equates to opportunity. The opportunity to explore new avenues, to charter new courses, to continue to grow and develop as an individual and as an organization. As we embark on this journey, there are numerous questions that I'm sure come to mind. In the past few months, I've addressed a lot of those questions in roundtables with some of your managers. Questions that I'm sure many of you have. Communication will be a key component in our success equation. We all have a lot to learn in NSD. Like you, I know a lot about half of our business, and I've got a lot to learn about the other half. Now that we have a very confident feeling about the future of our company, and we've had a tour of our new division, let's look at our key focus items for 1985. One priority is customer satisfaction. We cannot allow this internal change to affect the level of service we provide. So let's set a goal to maintain customer satisfaction at an all-time high. Next, employee morale. I assure you that as we make the necessary changes, the people aspect of the change will play a key role in the final decision. And finally, since our mission includes running a profitable business, we must keep headcount and expense in line. However, let me be perfectly clear on one key point, and that is we will not sacrifice customer satisfaction or employee morale to save dollars or headcount. Those are three key priorities. Now let's look at some of the other projects that we'll be working on this year. We're going to beef up technical education for both management and non-management. You'll see a lot of cross-training this year. We've got a lot of work to do in information systems, and that's well on its way. I put a special group in place and they're reporting to me weekly on their progress. We've got a lot of work to do in the area of business controls, and I'll be paying particular attention to this area. Security will be another one of my key focus items. Security is everybody's business. And finally, quality. We've made tremendous progress, but let's not become complacent. This is not just a program. It's got to be ingrained in each and every action that we take, each and every day. So let's continue to keep quality first and strive to meet our goal of error-free service to every customer, every time. Those are our key focus items and projects for the year. Of course, that list is not complete. It doesn't include everything, but it encompasses most of the major items. Let's not be overwhelmed by the work to be done. We've got a lot of time, but more important, we've got the best people in the industry and the most creative talent available, which makes me very confident that we'll accomplish our mission in a planned, orderly, and thoughtful fashion. We've all lived through reorganizations and change, and the end result has always been a better, more efficient, and effective end product. And I'm convinced that this reorganization will position service to take an even greater role in support of our corporate goals. During my conversation with John Opel, he was also very confident about our ability to deliver the quality service we're known for.
I must say, the people in your division in NSD have behaved superbly in their relationships with our customers, and the evidence of that is overwhelming. It's something that I think they all deserve great credit for. You deserve credit for it. All your managers do, as do all the people in your division. They do an extraordinary job.
Well, we've got great people.
Oh, that's what makes it.
That's what makes it.
We had experienced over at least 10 or 15 years, as long as we could measure it, a productivity and a compound rate in the neighborhood of 9%.
Yep.
Is that about right?
9.5%.
9 to 9.5%, and that is one of those propositions that people always say, but you can't continue that.
Actually, we've exceeded that for the last 7 or 8
sure,
years, roughly 12 and 13%.
Productivity in your division has been really extraordinary, and I expect it to continue to be that way because the technology permits it, and the people are smart enough and creative and ingenious enough to exploit it to the hill. And with this new amalgamation of all the resources that all of our service resources in one single place, gives you the flexibility to exploit it with ease, without any organization boundaries or any
eliminate
problem.
those boundaries, and things are going to happen.
If you're able to define in any specific terms what you want done to a group of wonderful people that, like there are in your division, you tell them what you want, and I promise you,
they'll do it.
They'll do it.
Yes, they will.
They'll do it very well. And so really, if it comes down to this, Charlie, if your division doesn't do a really good job, it's because
my ball.
You haven't told them what you want done.
The success of our division rests on your shoulders. In every branch, in every center, in every NSD location, you carry IBM's tradition of quality service. And we're on our way to establishing a legacy of quality service that will be unequaled anywhere in the world. You are the future of IBM, the future of the National Service Division. In closing, I want you to keep this thought in mind. Nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared believe that something inside them was superior to circumstance. You have that characteristic. You are the key to NSD's success. We have the winning combination. So let's make it a great 1985.
One and one